Well, another quiet day of weather here in central and eastern Kentucky. Much more in the way of sunshine and less cloudiness had allowed temperatures to heat up efficiently, dry, and we can call it hot here for mid to late September, even though it's not all that unusual to catch a few 90s here and there, especially when you've got dry conditions like we do. That's going to be hanging around into the late week. Biggest change with our weather headlines, low end shower chances. We're going to push those back a few days now, probably not until early next week, as we will stay warm with the arrival of the fall season on Monday afternoon. Everything looking good out there. Visible satellite, just a few fair weather clouds here or there. Those will begin to go by the wayside. We're about 2 hours away from sunset, so sun already on the way down. Regionally, some storms back in the upper Midwest, but not a whole lot going on. Very dry air mass in place. Looking good in front of the Montgomery County Courthouse in Mount Sterling, where it is 84. Temperatures, again, above average across the board. Jackson County looking good near McKee at the Mesonet site, 79. So the trend, of course, has been the eastern mountains a little bit cooler, relatively speaking, meaning afternoon highs low, maybe a few mid-80s. Meanwhile, here in the bluegrass and points westward, we've been in the mid to upper 80s. The biggest difference compared to yesterday are dew points across the region, pretty uniform. Low mid 50s. We had well into the 60s down south, and that, of course, coincided with that little trough of energy, helped fuel a few of those isolated cells that popped up yesterday afternoon. But all's quiet, a little hotter out west with low 90s once again. We're in between an area of low pressure over the mid-Atlantic and another wave cruising through the central plains. We've got surface high pressure that is going to be building in for the late week here. That's going to mean a quiet overnight, mostly clear out the door tomorrow morning, mid to upper 50s, and then afternoon highs pretty comparable to what we had today. Mid, a few upper 80s, probably low to mid 80s in the east. Note the muggy cast here. Yeah, it eventually climbs, but notice how it's delayed. Earlier this week, by Saturday, it was up in the green, but everything's going to slow down a bit. First and foremost, high pressure in control. I think we've got a little better chance toward the end of the week and into the weekend to be around 90 or so with that surface high pressure. Good for high school football on Friday evening, but it will be on the hot side for Saturday and Sunday. A lot of fall festivals coming up this weekend. Sunscreen and hydrate, especially if you're going to be out in that direct sun for any length of time. This frontal boundary here in the area, but a big area of high pressure settles into New England, and it's going to kind of block things. You see a few specks of green here and there on Monday. So we'll ease into seeing a few scattered showers and storms. There is some upper level energy that's behind the surface low, and that could and should potentially drift close enough, say Tuesday, Wednesday, to get us into a little better chance for some organized activity. But until then, it's going to be fairly low end. And again, we will head into the weekend fairly dry. 58 overnight. 89 tomorrow. So again, repeat performance over the next few days. And the extended forecast here will be hovering around the 90-degree mark here in the bluegrass. A little cooler than that, but still warm out in the east over the weekend. Fall arrives on Monday, feeling more like summer and up in those chances just a bit next Tuesday, Wednesday, with highs in the mid-80s.